Good evening and welcome to RPG Storytelling, where a bunch of chaotic friends enjoy an adventure of mythic storytelling. It's been a little over a month or so since our last session, but we are so excited to play tonight and to share it all with all of you. So before we jump into tonight's episode of Myths of Gaea, there are just two short announcements that we wanted to run through really quickly. First up, I wanted to remind all of our wonderful audience that are currently watching live or are watching the VODs on YouTube that we are currently streaming all of our Myths of Gaea and Trapped in the Mist games on Twitch, YouTube Live, and Moonbeam Plus. You can find all of our links by going to our website at rpgstorytelling.com. And number two, for those of you who are fans of our Trapped in the Mists Curse of Strahd adventure campaign, which we stream on most Tuesdays at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we finally have all of our official character artwork from our artist, Dusty Graphics. And we also have some pretty awesome merchandise for those characters as well, plus all of our Myths of Gaea and RPG Storytelling merchandise that we have in our online store. And you can find all of that by going to our website at rpgstorytelling.com. Quick, simple, easy. I think that's all of the announcements that we have for tonight. So, champions, what do you say we take a trip 42,000 years into our past as we dive into the pages of Myths of Gaea? It took more than 4 billion years for the planet to form, for the land to separate itself from the sea, for atoms to form cells, which eventually gave rise to plant life and living creatures, for countless numbers of centuries, or for countless numbers of creatures to be born, to live, to die, and to become forgotten memories of the past. But it has only taken 2,000 years for sentient, self-aware life forms to emerge from the retreating ice and glaciers as the Great Freeze finally came to an end. 2,000 years for those life forms to develop into communities, develop agriculture and animal husbandry, create civilizations and kingdoms, and learn to understand the differences between gods and devils, good and evil, friend and foe. For most, the world is still brand new, but for some, only the outside world is still young and barbaric. And for an even smaller few, the eons and epochs have been merely a single skip of a rock on a pond galaxies wide. As we close in on the present year of 1,975 years after the Great Freeze, or AGF for short, we find ourselves on the island continent of Haslios, one of several continental landmasses on this great planet. Haslios, the homeland of the ancient guardians against the possible tyranny and corruption of the gods who created them. These ancient guardian dragons, Friseyna, the Eternal One, being chief among them, were instrumental in negotiating the development of the Council of Emeralds, a round table of rulers from the 22 kingdoms, dynasties, and empires of the continent of Haslios. As we dig deeper, we uncover Cragminster, the capital city of the Bregala Empire, led by the young Empress Stefania Afra, and the current seat of the Council of Emeralds. Among the thousands of citizens of this great city, we find a number of individuals who are about to discover just how not alone they are in this unforgiving world. To the adventurers and champions of this modern age, welcome to the hidden and forgotten pages of history. Welcome to the Myths of Gaea. All right, champions. So what all did we get for our D20 rolls to see who's going to tell our story for this week? Okay. 14. Okay. Annabelle got or not Annabelle. Saoirse got a 16. And what did you get, Gray? All right. So it looks like Arius is our lucky winner for this week with the prize of being a glorious D12 that you can use on anything. Greer. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. There was a little thing that I think was wanting to be done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There was more than a few. So, do what you would care to do as far as role playing that mouth to mouth. I'm not going to stand in the way. Mm-hmm. 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 Um, I'd say let's go with an athletics check uh, for those involved to see who gets to the dock first. Coming up, is it a 120? So, um, so Freya arriving at the dock first. What do you do? Mm-hmm. So what you get for having a nice big huge 20 on strength. Possibly a couple somebodies, you never know. Mm-hmm. So, so who is helping Freya get out of the water? Okay. Greer, give me a um, just a straight strength check. Very nice. Okay, so it's a little bit of a struggle considering Freya is still wearing all of her armor and she's dragging a crate with an egg in it. Um, oh, that's right. It's not in the crate. Yep, that's right. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. She was about mhm, about to start scrambling up onto the dock itself. Um, but yeah, you're probably maybe 15 feet away, Arius. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. At the very least, it's a good step. Um, so, Greer, if you would like, you can try rolling again. So roll a second d20 for the advantage. See if you get above a 19. Okay, so with a 19, it's a little bit tough just because she is still wearing the armor, but the ice block from Arius definitely helps a lot. So you're definitely using some strength to pull up Freya. Freya's using some strength to help pull herself up, while also holding onto the egg. um, but exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about 15 feet down. Okay, sounds good. So it floats up to the surface with the ice cube, and in a matter of moments, Freya and the egg are up on the dock. Saoirse, are you still in the water? It really is. It comes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Freya, give me a performance check really quickly. You'll find out. Oh no. Performance is a +3. Yep. Perfection. Okay. I'm gonna have fun with this one. Um, so they definitely do tonight. Uh-huh. So as you get your last foot up onto the dock, the egg's still out over the water, uh, thanks to Arius's ice cubes. Um, as you climb up onto the docks, um, you're very waterlogged. You're exhausted because you've been swimming with all this armor and weight, and you just collapse down onto the docks on your back, and you've still got a hold of. Hold on. Well, you've still got a hold of Greer's hand, who was helping you up, and you're falling, and the weight behind that fall is enough to pull Greer down with you. Nope, on the dock. Mm-hmm. And all Saoirse sees when she's climbing up out of the water is Greer coming down face first towards Freya. No. Well, we're gonna go with that description and see how Saoirse reacts. Hi, Mom. Mhm. Yeah, we have fun. Oh no! Yes. You've been out in the sun long enough. But as you kind of recover after the little stumble, you manage to pull the egg up onto the dock. It's rather heavy outside of the water. It's exactly, and it is probably about 50 pounds. Well, actually, let me re-estimate that weight based on size. Um, no, definitely be no. It's actually closer to 250, because I had to re-guess the size. What were you saying, Greer? Okay. Yeah. There's definitely a cart that you can. Uh huh. It might be. Um. Hmm. Yeah. When the fighting began, uh, the typical crowd for the docks uh, ran away pretty quickly, so it cleared out the docks. But as you are um, getting everybody back up onto land and starting to look for some way to transport said egg, um, a squad of 10 guards charges up to you as a group. Okay, everyone, put your weapons down. You're gonna come with us. We're gonna take you and lock you up now. So please don't cause any trouble. Who said anything about handcuffs? We have manacles, but we only brought two. Uh, we didn't expect there to be so many of you. But since there are, yeah. I tell it to the prison guard. Tell it to the judge. Come on, let's go. Give. uh, Saoirse, give me a persuasion check. The 12, huh? Okay. I guess you can keep that one. We don't deprive the clergy of their religious artifacts. But you'll definitely need to come with us. We've got to lock you up till we figure all this out. Even if you are on errand from the Empress. Well, if it gets this query solved quicker, I suppose we can do that. It's been a while since I've been to the castle. And so, as you agree to go with the guards to the castle, um, they each come in a group 2 by 2, taking each of your arms and starting to drag you away, the egg being left behind. Why? Why would? Why would the Empress want a rock? Well, no. This is the first time it's been on land since you got it. But the guard says, "You're carrying it, not us." So you've got a cart? Yeah, how do I know that doesn't belong to somebody? So you're stealing then? Seems to me it might have been easier to carry with the box. Well, either way, you've got to carry it somewhere. And the main guy that's been talking to you leans over to another guard and whispers something to him, and that guard runs off back into the city proper, wearing full armor, carrying a halberd, and just runs. Well, luckily it's leather armor. Yeah, luckily. Yes. Uh-huh. But yeah, he takes off, and the rest of them start to walk you over to that cart that was originally used to bring the egg down here, or the rock, as the guards seem to believe it is. Sure. Give me an investigation check. um, I'll go with that. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he's using. Okay. Might as well. It's one of those days. Describe for me how you check. Mm-hmm. Okay. So. Mm-hmm. So. Mm-hmm. Nope. So, as okay, so you tap on it. You, yep, that's why I said tap, not punch. You tap on it. You kind of feel the texture of it. It is fairly smooth. You can feel various indentations that would kind of signal what you might interpret as scales. So it kind of has that texture where it's mostly smooth, but you can feel the texture of those scales. When you go to tap it, it feels solid enough. Do you go any further? Well, I mean, as opposed to just tip, 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 or do you go dut, dut, dut? This thing is pretty big, so. Okay. So as you tap it a little bit harder, just a little bit, it still feels very solid. If you put your ear up to it and tap it again, it sounds very solid. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my brain fritzed. Say that again. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You've experienced dragons. You've seen them at a distance. Um, there haven't been too many within the Fey realm, aside from various like fairy dragons and other interesting dragons like that. But yeah, you've encountered dragons before. You just haven't actually been up close and personal with them. This is your first dragon egg. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see.
Horse attached to it, or did that run away?
No, I was pushing it because I have equine build, which means I count as one size larger when I'm pushing or dragging things.
So do you want to pull and I'll push from the back?
The cart?
Yeah.
Like I can push it by myself.
Isn't
Well,
there a
but
horse?
you don't have
She can
to.
pull it by herself. Oh, there's a horse on it, isn't there?
But isn't there a horse on it, or did the horse run away?
Horse is
There's
still
already a
there.
horse.
Oh,
So
Horse is
okay.
still there?
No one needs to push or pull it. The horse can do that.
I totally didn't realize.
Freya and Greer were ready to just tag team it.
I had it in my brain that me being the horse. Never mind.
You would actually be the horse.
Arius can turn into a horse if need be.
On.
Yeah, the horse was attached to the cart, so yeah, it's still there. But yeah.
I grew up on a farm, so I can drive a cart.
Okay.
Because the cart, I think we probably murdered the driver, right?
Yeah.
Safe to say.
All right, I'll drive the cart.
Okay. All right. So, between the 5 of you, the horse and cart with the egg in back, and 9 guards, you
I mean, anybody who wants to can probably ride in the back of the cart with the egg, too.
It's a pretty tight fit, but yeah, it's definitely a possibility. But as you get underway, you very slowly, over the next hour or so it takes you to get to the castle. Is there anything you would like to do as you slowly walk along the streets?
I'm gonna meander over by Greer and say, so, tell me what's going on with you.
In what way? I mean, we were just successful on the mission.
Well, yeah, of course, but Tell me all about the boat ride.
Oh, we played some target practice. We actually hit a lot of the targets, which was really good.
Romantic. You can tell she's being a little bit sarcastic there.
That was not the purpose of the boat ride.
I mean, yeah, it kind of was, but
I and now she's blushing, and she's still acting like she has no idea what you're talking about. But
Is Freya hearing any of this?
Saoirse is making no efforts to keep her voice down, so
Okay.
yeah.
So Freya is also turning red and she's got reins in one hand, so she can only have one hand over her face, but
I can only imagine with 9 guards around us that we can't possibly be that far away from you.
are we attracting a lot of attention from just like general townsfolk that there's like a bunch of guards walking their whole troop through the city?
No, actually, because there's guards all over town. You've already encountered a few when you had Freya's horse tied up outside the cave. So they're everywhere.
Sometimes people do shit, you know, it happens.
I love that these guys mind their own business. I can live here.
Yep.
Unless you're parking horses on the side of the street, then they don't mind their own business.
All the guards get to mind their own business. They
Oh, the
don't. But I
people.
meant the people around mind their own business. I love
Right.
that.
Speaking of parking horses, did we remember to park yours somewhere appropriate, Freya?
Yeah, it's still at
yes,
the stables
he's
over by
at the stables at the
Sacred Trails.
inn. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's fine. I
That's
checked on
good.
him. Probably bored because he's used to coming everywhere with me, but
Mm-hmm.
Is he like some dogs where he starts, you know, fucking shit up when he's bored, or
you know, that's a
Shoot
good
a hole in the
question.
stable walls.
Be more likely to kick a hole in the walls. So I don't know. I don't know that he's ever had this much downtime.
Yep. Yeah, he's living it up. Life of ease. Hay and straw delivered. Frequently. Tons of water. Good baths. Back scritches. Yeah, all the good stuff.
I guess he probably would like baths.
Mm-hmm.
Half of my horses love baths and the other half hate.
that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Arabians. They don't like water.
Yep.
Go figure.
figure.
The desert forces. Like Cherish has gotten to the point where she does put up with them, although she's not happy about it. Star won't let me anywhere near him with a hose.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be pretty. No.
He's proud of his dirt. He's very proud of his dirt. It's a problem because he's a very light gray, but
Mm-hmm.
Worked hard for that dirt.
he worked hard for that dirt. Cherish doesn't like it when I scrub out her grass stains. She works hard for those. I haven't tried giving Storm a bath. He'll probably be fine.
Probably.
An in-game Storm, too, would probably be fine with a bath.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized I have to specify.
Okay, give me a second. Just gotta prep a map really quickly. Let's see. Pull the wagon over here. Ah, this is the fun part of random things happening. Get to adjust on the fly. Okay. Let's see, guards.
I'm gonna be right back.
Uh-huh. Go for it. We'll all be here. Come on. No, not tablet. It's not tablet.
Okay, please. What can I get from please?
There we go. Just have to pull out a bunch of guards really quickly. No, 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 no. Copy. Paste. Paste. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. Copy. Paste. Okie dokie. So, put you on the right map. Alrighty. So, as you cross the bridge up to the Crescent Hill, you begin to make the slow climb up the hill to the top, where the Crescent Moon Castle sits. As you approach the main gate for the courtyard of the castle, you find yourselves surrounded by the guards that were there with you, that walked all the way over from the docks, and you slowly advance to the other side of the, not necessarily drawbridge, but more just like a causeway bridge. The first two guards you come to, make sure you're all on there. Yep, you're all on there. One of them holds out his hand. Halt. What is all of this? And the captain of the guard that escorted you. We're bringing them to see the Empress. Apparently they are on some kind of mission for her, running an errand or something. And this cargo, rock, whatever it is the mission. So we are escorting them just to ensure that they are not trying to pull a fast one. And as the first guard at the gate hears all this, he motions towards the other one on the opposite side and says, check it out really quickly.
Face the middle part. Bring it tomorrow. That's the rubber bands go.
And as he walks around to the back side of the cart, he looks in and sees what looks to be, by all outward appearances, a large egg. Something he's never seen before, but he's heard of what dragon eggs probably look like, and he motions to his companion at the top and says, "It looks good." And mute Katie for a second. And they let your group continue past up to the gate proper. There we go. And they let you in, and these guards at the actual gate itself. You've been through this gate before. They've seen you, at least on your way out of the gate, they saw you. But the castle walls are about 30 to 40 feet high. 2 large wooden doors standing about 15 feet tall stand before you. Currently the gates are closed, and these 4 guards are currently standing there waiting for you to approach. And as you approach, the captain of the guard that escorted you repeats what they're there for, and the main guard at the gate says, "We can't have the cart pulled by a horse. The cargo will have to be carried."
Okay. I can get it, but I'll move real slow. Greer, what do you think? Can you get it?
I'll try my best.
Between the 2 of us,
I'll
we
try.
should be able to.
Yeah.
We'll
Maybe
just
a couple of us can.
Rare and I can partner carry it, I'm sure.
It'd be a little awkward for me to.
Yeah. Is there any particular reason the horse can't come through?
We don't
Sure,
have
the
any
horse can't go into the
stables.
throne room.
We don't have any stables in the courtyard, and no place to put the wagon, and you're definitely not taking the wagon or the horse into the castle.
No problem. No problem. We'll figure it out.
Give me one moment, hold on. Okay, never mind. Go on.
Here, what I can do, Greer, this will make it easier, is I'll take my cloak off and we can make like a little sling to carry it. Like,
Thanks for the height difference.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Okay. So as you
And I'll take the front end. So I think that would be awkward to do the other way around.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. So as you get the egg loaded up into Freya's cape, you begin the slow, tedious walk up to the actual castle itself. Those 9 guards still escorting you all the way in. And they're kind of sniggering amongst themselves, watching the 2 of you try to carry this 250-pound egg. And but slowly you make it up to the castle. As you get to the front door, the doors are open for you. You're able to enter, no problem whatsoever.
Anyone who is close by hears Freya just grumbling about, already had to haul this thing out of the bay. Now I'm hauling it again.
But yeah, you're able to make your way through the castle. The guards escorting you right up to the throne room, where you first encountered the Empress. But she's not currently in the throne room, so as you get in there, you're told to just stand there and wait for her. The 9 guards standing there at attention, waiting along with you.
Give him a wink.
After a few moments, the
It's
chamber.
like, can we put the egg down?
Wait, are the street guards still with us?
Yes, they are.
Would it be possible if I actually like nicked their manticles from their pockets just on the way in at some point in time?
Give me a sleight of hand check.
I'm definitely going to guidance myself before I do it, though. Because,
You know, we could get you a pair of handcuffs if you're
it's
that desperate.
much
for
more
I
it.
don't
fun this
think-
way.
Yeah, I don't think they want to get it the proper way.
I have some.
It's not rolling.
Okay. So, Gray, as you reach out to try to procure some not so
If you
much
get
needed-
arrested, I'm not doing anything about
I'm
it.
going to get to 4d4 to that. It might improve it just slightly. No, it did improve it.
So, as you reach out to try to procure these not so much needed manacles,
Oh, they're needed.
we'll go with that. You kind of miss your grab a little bit, thinking you've only got hold of the chain that links the two sides of the manacles. You give it a pull to try to pull it away, and you've actually grabbed his belt as well. And he gets shunted backwards as he looks down and is like, we'll enjoy those later, don't worry.
Wow. No one ever said you were my type.
And you
Do you
just sit
even
there
have a type, Gray, or is your type just everyone?
breathing.
Selective. Breathing is not my type.
Upright.
That's
I
like
didn't say
saying you will just
everything.
guzzle
I
any
said
sort of
everyone.
alcohol that's put ahead of you.
Yeah. But eventually, after about 15-20 minutes standing there, you could have put the egg down by now if you so desire, unless you really want to hold it for 20 minutes. But eventually, the Chamberlain comes in.
Oh no, not this guy.
This guy. And
We already warned her about him. We thought that he would have gotten
I tried to. I don't know whether she got it or not. I did my best.
so...
Can you remind me, are we completely judging this man just because he appears stereotypically shifty, but he hasn't actually done anything?
We
I
had
think
some
we
No,
proof,
didn't-
didn't we?
We observed him doing something in the
Shady.
I thought we just observed him having the kind of eyes that make you think he's being shady, but I don't remember him doing any particular act.
No.
think
we
think we did
observed
some
him
ins-
actually doing something.
and
I forget
we,
what.
we had some insight checks as well
Mm-hmm.
that were quite
Yeah.
suspicious.
I
So
think
we're
when
not
we were
we're not
in,
judging him because he looks shady. We're judging him because we're fairly certain he
I
is
think we
shady.
saw him when we were in the treasure room doing something.
Mm-mm. No, the first place you saw him was in the throne room after coming out of the treasure. The cat she told you something about him, though.
Oh, that's what
it.
I'm remembering.
That's it.
Okay, there we go.
We
Thank you.
had something on him.
Yeah, we did have
I knew we had some kind of evidence from down
reasonable
there.
suspicion.
Yeah.
Reasonable suspicion.
Yeah, you've got suspicion, but so far no actual evidence. He's just very shifty. But he comes out, no guards anywhere near him, but he comes out all on his own, looking shady and shifty as always. So, what is this that you have brought, Captain? Chamberlain, sir, we've brought these 5 individuals. They said that they were on an errand or mission or something for Her Grand Majesty. Do you know anything about this, sir? No. I've never actually seen these people before in my entire life.
Well, that's a lie.
Lie.
You
What-
don't remember us? You were in the room when she asked us to go find the egg for her.
And when was this?
If I may.
Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Are you feeling all right? Are you sure your memory is all there? Guards, do we know if this man is of sound mind?
My mind is quite well, thank you, but I have no knowledge
Are you
of
certain?
you
You've
at
just
all.
met us.
Where is Her Majesty?
And Greer is genuinely concerned. She's not catching on, so she's like genuinely concerned that like this guy's like having a stroke or something.
Her Grand
And they're
Majesty.
like trying to approach him, like, are you...
Her Grand
Okay.
Majesty is currently resting in her apartments.
So
Guards, what is this thing
Tell-
they have brought?
tell me this, sir. You confirm though that the egg from the treasure room is missing, and that's not something that's general knowledge.
I confirm no such thing. As far as I know, it's still there. It always has been. Is that what you think you have here? Is an egg?
If it's all the same to you, we'll just hang out here in this exact spot until the queen is available.
Her Grand Majesty the Empress shall not be seeing you today. She has many things already scheduled, and her time is precious.
Well, we're more than happy to visit her at her apartments.
No. What you can do is you can follow these lancers on the street and enjoy some time in a nice, uncomfortable jail cell. Captain, please escort this rabble out of the castle. Right away, sir. And as the guards start trying to turn you to walk you back out of the throne room, Freya, do you go to try to grab your cape?
Yes.
Okay. So as you grab for it, you pull it out from under the egg, and it starts to roll.
I mean, I wouldn't have pulled it out from under the egg. The goal would have been to pick it up with the egg still in it.
We're taking our rock with us. If it's so useless, we're most certainly taking it with us. I'd like a nice centerpiece somewhere, someday, or an omelet.
Well, you can leave now without the egg, or you can not leave it at all.
Hold
Why
on.
are you so interested in it?
Didn't you just say the egg was in the vault? Why would you need this one?
This is what you have called it. I'm just going with your terminology.
Well, then why would you like it?
It's ours.
I
It's
don't.
Of
I'm going
no
to
use
have,
to you at all.
I'm going to have the guards throw it out.
no,
Well, then-
it's
No,
ours. We're
That
leaving
doesn't
with
even
it.
make any logical sense. You don't want the egg. You don't care for it.
You
It's
meant rock?
ours. We
It's
can just
rock,
bring it
right,
back with
right?
us.
He doesn't want the rock.
Correct.
You take this rock out of your sight.
If it's
How come
important
emotionally-
enough that you want it, then it's important. Then it's probably important enough that the Empress would like to see it. So make up your mind.
I think I should call it Rocco.
You should have left while you had the chance. And he walks up to the egg that is kind of rolled a little bit, since you're kind of picking it up with the cape. And it's kind of shifted a little bit. For Saoirse, Gray, and Arius, the three of you give me a perception check.
Wow. I guess Arius also rolls low, not just Ned. I got an 11.
Okay.
With a +6, by the way. I got an 11.
Oh, nice. So, Saoirse and Gray. As Freya and Greer pick up the egg in the cape, it kind of shifts its position a little bit. Just enough that you can see the bottom side of it a little more clearly now.
Chocolate.
There's a spot with no color, and it seems to be rubbed smooth.
No color as in like see-through, or like, what do you mean?
As in, the color that the rest of the egg is not on this one spot.
As in, it looks like the egg is painted.
You might infer that.
Went through so much trouble to get this dang thing.
I still say we keep it.
Yeah.
Isn't that
What-
nice office?
Okay, what is the Chancellor was about to do something. What is he doing?
He was going to walk up and knock on the egg.
Okay. I'm going to allow him. I'm not going to stop him.
Okay. And he walks up, and he doesn't just tap it like Arius did. Not even just like a harder tap. He actually takes his fist and dish, dish, dish. Very solid.
Went through a lot of trouble for that rock.
Well, if you insist on taking this rock or egg or whatever you want to call it, fine. Just leave.
Oh, we get to leave now. Excellent. That sounds much better option than, whatever thing you were suggesting.
I can put you
Let's
in jail
go.
if you so desire.
Nope, I'm good.
I'm sure the night owls would have a lot of fun with you.
I prefer my freedom.
Well, the question is, would we be stuck in jail, or would they be stuck with us?
Well,
I wouldn't fan the flames right now. Let us leave.
I'm too pretty for jail.
Let's not make hypotheticals at the moment. Let's just collect our little rock and take our leave of this situation for now. We can always have an audience with the Empress later. Clearly, she's a bit busy right now.
Hey! This is what they're calling it.
okay, so do you turn and exit with the guards?
If they're going to insist on walking out with us, then yes.
So the 9 lancers. So you've got lancers of the street, which are these guys.
Awful large
You've got-
force for little old us.
You've got lancers on the wall, which are wall defense, castle defense, and then you've got night owls. Night owls are kind of like the elite, the Emperor's Guard type elite. But these lancers on the street, they turn with you and escort all of you back out of the castle. Well, I knew that you were up to no good. Maybe we should put you
But
in
you heard,
jail.
as he said, we're free to go.
Maybe we should put you in jail just for the fun of it.
But you heard, as the Chancellor said, we're free to go.
I didn't hear him say anything about free. He just said you can leave.
I think you must have misunderstood. I clearly heard him say we were free to go.
You wouldn't want
Is
to
there
go
something
past
wrong
the
with your
against
memory
the
as well?
chancellor's
There must
word,
there
right?
must be something going around, a sickness in this castle if everyone's memory is suddenly failing them. Honestly, you should go to your infirmary and have yourselves checked out.
Give me a sec. Let's see. Gotta get the occasional spammer on Twitch, so I gotta ban him real quick. Gimme thick. Okay, there we go. So, as you're escorted back outside of the castle, the guards making light of your plight with this egg, and with all of your protestations about being free to go, they continue making light of it, not necessarily wanting to admit that you are actually free to go. But eventually, the captain of the Lancers says, just let them go, boys. They're nothing but trouble anyways. Just don't let us catch you again. Otherwise, we will have to put you in jail.
Oh, of course. And
Thank you for the compliment.
as promised, we will return this cart when we're done with it.
I would hope so. I'd have to arrest you for theft, on top of murder and mayhem.
Be honest, you've seen worse on those docks.
Today was actually a slow day.
Like,
But be gone with you.
Not even halfway through the day, and we've already done plenty of murder and mayhem.
Mm-hmm. So,
Oh, don't make him think we're going to cause more trouble, Gray.
Not for him, anyway.
What would you like to do now?
I would like to bring this rock to the guy I talked to at the tavern.
Okay.
Show him his information was bad.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice
it on
idea.
his table or something like that, because that would be absolutely
Suitably
perfect.
dramatic.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice
Pop it
idea. I
down
was
on
going
the
to
table.
suggest just bringing it back to our room at the other inn, but yeah, I like that idea.
As we're taking it back, can I get a closer inspection on that part that looks like it's not painted or anything?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Did I
Okay.
almost drown and almost get kidnapped by pirates?
I'm
For
gonna
a
guide
rock?
myself through this. Hold on. Thank
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
I
we did.
refuse. This digital dice refuses to get anything beyond a 5. There's a 2 this time. Even with the D4, it just ends up being a 6 total.
I mean, I have rolled twice tonight and I've gotten a nat 20 and a nat 1, so...
Mhm.
There is nothing like the physical math rocks.
Yeah.
Well, this was a physical math rock for me. My physical math rocks have a sense of humor.
Mhm.
Any rocks go
Do you,
click-clack.
do you have the kitty ones that I sent you?
Yes, they're in my rear part. My other, I ash
In
pile
ash.
and my Greer pile.
Yeah.
So,
In case I got a 6 total, so
okay.
I gotta get everyone Myths of Gaea dice.
Yeah.
So,
So, as you look at the egg, Arius, still looks very much like an egg, like you thought it was. It just looks like maybe some of the colors rubbed off. Maybe just shifting in the box and on the docks and in the cape and everything just kind of smoothed it out a little bit.
Was it an egg or is it a rock?
Sit on it for a while and see what happens.
Still looks fairly eggy to me, but I've also never seen a dragon egg before.
Are these kinds of dragons fey creatures?
No, they're dragons.
Okay.
I hop up to take a look at the egg as well, and see if I can figure it out. And I am going to guidance myself. So should I roll investigation?
Sure.
Okay, that is 17 plus 4, 21.
Okay. It's good you rolled that high because the DC went up a little bit after Arius. There's your natural 20.
Yeah, but again, everything else is like below a 10.
Yep. I don't know. But
Natural 20 again, though.
Yep. Saoirse, as you look at this same area that Arius was looking at, you've seen eggs before. This is your first dragon egg, but you've seen eggs before. You've seen pictures and heard stories of what dragon eggs look like with the scaling and being harder than normal eggshells. But they usually don't lose their color. They don't rub smooth. As you reach out to touch the area, this doesn't feel like a dragon scale. It doesn't feel like an eggshell. It feels relatively hard, like a rock.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. Either this... I'm pretty sure this isn't an egg.
We fought awfully hard on those docks for a rock.
Either they knew it was a decoy and were trying to be convincing about it, or they didn't know it was a decoy and they thought they had the real thing too.
Then who has the real thing?
That's
My
the
money's
question.
on the Chamberlain. I would bet that he's has something to do with it. Why else
He
would he pretend
definitely
he'd
is
never met
acting
us?
odd. I mean, the way he acted in there today is definitely more oddness to add to our list of oddnesses.
Well,
Unless
I
there
think that
was something controlling him or some kind of spell on him, you don't just forget a group this mixed in a couple of days, you know?
Oh, I assumed he was purposely lying about not having met
Right,
us.
or yeah, you could be purposely lying. That would explain it too.
So that means we have pretty much a dead end. No actual mission, because we can't even talk to the person who gave us to the mission.
Well, we can talk to the guy who gave us the information and see what he has to say about it turning out to be a rock, like Greer said. That might help.
Hopefully he isn't mysteriously confused, too.
Well, I think that Greer's idea
Fine.
of confronting our information source is a good one.
It's the only
We can-
lead we have right now.
Apply a bit more pressure than we did last time.
Very least, shed the burden of this favor that he wanted from us. We don't owe him anything now.
That's important.
So, heading out from the Crescent Moon Castle, which path would you like to take to get there?
Which is going to
The
be
most-
the most easily
Most
navigable
direct.
with the cart.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the least problems.
So,
It was like over here somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, right there.
Oh yeah, a little further north.
Oh, please. Sorry. I don't dare have any more caffeine because I actually do need to sleep tonight.
Definitely.
I am
So
fading fast.
we have a few options for getting there. Let me see if I can. No snapping. From here, we can go. So this is the way you have to go either way. But from here, your path kind of diverges. You could go this way up to the Parthenon area, or Pantheon, and get over here, but then you got to deal with some stairs going down, which not going to be easy with a wagon and cart and horse. Or you could go this way. Trying to think of the easiest way. Got a few stairs right about here, and then down, and then basically take the way you took before to get over there. It's a long trip, but it's probably going to be the easiest with the path. And yes, that is all in feet.
There's still stairs there too, but I guess
Yeah.
there's fewer.
Fewer. Yeah. So 20,000 feet, that's what, 4 miles ish?
Goody.
Damn, this town sure loves its stairs.
Yes, it does. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
spent days just walking from point A to point B.
but yeah, that's probably
Honestly,
the
4
easiest
miles
way.
isn't that much. I've walked that.
Yeah,
4 miles isn't that much.
do that in just over an hour. But yeah, so that's probably going to be the smoothest route with the horse and cart. Unless you
Yeah, I
choose
guess we'll have
just
to do
ditch the
that.
egg.
No, we are keeping this egg forever.
We at least need to bring it as far as that guy so we can actually talk to him about it.
Okay. So,
Make
As
him
you-
take it, give him the.
so as you set out along the 4-ish mile walk, you eventually do make it over to that tavern down in the Smuggler's Cove. As you walk in, it's busy like it always is. Granted, this is only your second time, so you don't have much to compare it to, but busy as it was last time. And Greer, give me a perception check.
Okay. For 6 plus 5, so 21.
21. All right. So, as you start looking around the tavern for this guy, and you definitely looking back towards that same booth that you found him at last time, you don't see him. You do, however, see a bowl of stew and a mug of ale. The stew still steaming.
There a
I make a
back
survival
door
check to
that
see
he
if I
okay.
like any sort of like chairs that have been tossed out of the way or any sort of thing that would give away an exit path.
No chairs pushed out of the way. All the chairs have people in them. No tables overturned. And as you're looking around, and you move back towards this area where the table is, to definitely see that this bowl of stew is still warm. You don't see any other exits.
Is there like a bathroom or something nearby that one of us could
There-
check?
There is not.
Is there a back room to this establishment, like to a kitchen or something?
Not on this side of the building.
Could I take a few minutes to do detect magic as a ritual and see if I can just detect if he's sitting somewhere nearby invisible?
Sure. So you cast Detect Magic, and various things ping as being magical. Weapons, rings, jewelry, clothing, armor, whole bunch of that. But no illusion spells.
Ask the staff
Would
where he
would a
went.
real dragon egg normally ping on detect magic?
Give me an Arcana check. Hard to tell. You would think so. They seem like the magical creatures, but your egg's not pinging, so maybe not.
But I was pretty sure it felt like stone before anyway, so I was just curious. You know, that would have been like a nice giveaway as long as I had this up.
Uh-huh.
It's a rock. We're
I
gonna
mean,
haul around the
the-
entire
the-
campaign. Just get used to it.
The fact that our informant seems to have conveniently disappeared, likely when we showed up, says he knows his information was bad,
Yeah.
and he was just hoping to not have to face us.
I'm gonna walk back up to the bartender that I spoke with before, if he's still there.
Okay.
So, birds are pretty flighty around here, huh?
I mean, we get the occasional seagulls flying around, but yeah, no, aside from that, not too many birds down here in the cove.
Birds aren't hungry anymore, it seems, and I gesture my head towards the empty seat and the stew.
Are you saying there's a bird back there?
It's the same guy who was like completely understanding my thieves' cant with the birds before, right?
Maybe.
Hmm?
So the entire city has selective amnesia. Saoirse, is there
I
any magic
slide-
affecting the bartender?
I move a little closer so I can make sure my spell covers him.
No magic.
Not that I can tell.
Slide a silver piece over to him with my hand still on it.
Okay. And he reaches out to try to
It's-
take it.
Hmm. This is yours if you promise to deliver a message for me.
Sure, who do you want it delivered to?
The same man who was just at that table and is now conveniently missing. Should you see him again?
You might have to be a little more specific. There's people in and out of here all the time.
You know who I mean. Don't play with me. It's not going to end well for you.
You might want to be
Just
careful
let me
with
do my
threats in a
business.
place like this.
I'm just trying to get business done. I'm sure you appreciate that.
Well, business is business, of course. We all gotta do a
So
job.
be businesslike.
Sure, I'll deliver a message. If I ever
Thank
see
you.
this mystery person again, yeah, sure, I'll give it to him.
Tell him birds of flight don't get to make deals that they don't keep.
I'll let him know. And he forcefully takes the coin from you.
Doesn't know who he is. Suddenly, he'll let him know. Bastard.
That silver piece.
Hmm.
Only a silver, not a gold.
Uh-huh.
Screw him.
People are playing games in this city.
Not
It's a
the fun
criminal
kind.
enterprise. What do you expect?
Well, and then there's the Chamberlain who's playing a very similar game.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I agree,
it's
Gray.
going
Absolutely
around.
not the fun kind.
I'm gonna walk back over to where that ale is that he left behind
Uh-huh.
and sniff it. Can I like detect if it? I don't know if I could even detect this at all, but like me having a sort of poison, would I be able to kind of know if it's been poisoned or not? I don't know if that
Give
does anything.
Let me see which check we should do for that one. Give me either investigation or arcana.
Investigation.
Guidance you.
Oh, okay. 18.
Okay. And that's with the guidance.
Guidance is
+4.
D4. That's
One
right.
D4.
So dirty 20.
Okay. As you hold the cup or the mug up to your nose, you take a sniff. Smells bittersweet, like a off-brand ale might.
He hasn't tampered with it, to my knowledge.
So, yeah, you don't smell anything that might hint at poison.
I just kind of announced
You
to the
just
room.
abandoned it.
Not super loud, but in case anyone who might be like kind of listening into this area could hear. You're a bastard and I'm drinking your ale. And I down it.
And as you say this out loud so that a lot of people can hear it, you hear one voice a few tables over. Don't worry, love. She wasn't gonna drink it anyways.
Gee. I'm gonna go a couple tables over to where the voice came from.
I'll just go in. I'll go with her.
Okay.
Hi. Did you say a woman, was sitting at that table?
Last time I looked, she was.
What did she look like?
Feline sort, reddish hair, real cute. A little too furry for my kind, or for my taste, but yeah, cute as they might come.
Was there anyone else with her?
There might have been at some point, but not when I sat down there wasn't.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that wasn't who we were looking for.
I go back over.
That
Grandma, I think you took someone else's ale by mistake. I don't think this was who we were looking for.
way they weren't drinking it, and I'm mad, so it's mine now. Or we could have been dealing with a shapeshifter. I don't.
I suppose that's possible.
Or we just got the entirely wrong person and assumed that an empty bowl and ale meant it was our target.
It's a little too convenient.
Well, something has to be today.
Did we ask that person who'd seen the feline person which way they went?
Not
I
so
don't know
far
if I
you
caught that. If we did,
I didn't think to ask that. No, she's that lady right there.
it was a lady.
It was an old lady, right? That I was just talking to.
It was a guy.
Oh, it's that old guy right there that I was just talking to.
Yep. And
I'll walk
the
over
person
to
she
him.
points to is dwarf, long brown hair, full beard, very drunk. You can tell by the way he's kind of teetering in his chair. Well, aren't you a tall one?
It's the first time I've heard that. How observant.
Freya's going to go over and just stand intimidatingly behind Greer as well.
I'll put my hand in front of you, like, to calm down.
It's
I'm gonna-
just a little thing. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna turn over to Shersha. It's like, why do they approach everything so aggressively?
Pent upness.
I think this is part of how they flirt.
They're not flirting with that man.
I'm attempting to be a professional right now. Make eye contact with the man after I call Freya off.
Well, maybe Greer is flirting with that man. Poor Freya. Maybe she should have made a move faster.
Freya's a little grumpy right now, okay? She went for a hell of a
Anyway.
swim to get this rock.
Just feel like all four of you are always flirting with somebody or each other. It's getting really confusing to keep track of this web of flirtation.
Are you feeling left out? I'd be
Yeah, would
happy
you like
to
us
flirt with you if you
some
like.
more?
I really don't. It's complicated enough as is.
I bet I'm not opposed to Green.
You're quite handsome for, I don't usually go for, Gith, but you're a very good looking one.
Well, thank you. I'm spoken for and not spoken for. It's complicated. Look, I'm not adding to this.
Plus, I don't think you're quite his type, Sorsha.
Oh. Okay.
You see what I like.
So, Greer, continuing on.
Okay. I look at his drink and look back at him. What are you drinking?
The best that they've got is top shelf, obviously. Why, you want
Top
to buy
shelf?
me a drink or just...
It was
Good
not,
night.
in fact, top shelf.
You tell me where that woman went that you mentioned.
Surprised you
You see
didn't
them
see her when she
leave?
walked out the door.
When was
We
that?
weren't looking
Just
for
before
her.
we came in?
It was maybe 2 or 3 minutes before you came in.
Okay. You didn't
Did we
see which
see anyone?
direction outside?
Give me...
Right or left out the door?
Well, I couldn't exactly tell from here. I'll, Sorry about that. Couldn't tell when she went out the door if she went left or right. I don't have the what's the word for it? I didn't have the angles on it.
All right.
Besides, I'm facing the opposite direction.
Opposite direction.
Yeah, the door is behind him.
I see.
It's clearly not your contact. We're going to end up stalking some poor woman who happened to have the table after him.
Leaves
no
a
proof
full
that-
mug of ale on a table and a piping hot dinner.
People have complicated stories sometimes, with soup and ale specifically. We don't know what's going on.
I hunt down runaways for a living. There's no way that's not a coincidence.
Well, you can hunt me, love, if you want. I promise to give a good chase.
See you anymore. That's nice.
Freya
And
is
I pat him on the head and I continue walking away.
What about that drink?
Your information wasn't good. Have a nice evening.
She never wanted me anyways.
Was
You
he
always
not
did.
your type, Greer?
Not exactly, no.
It was cute that he tried.
Not enough armor.
A little short for my tastes.
Not enough legs. So, where to from here?
Well, I doubt we'll find this woman.
I think the better question is, are we dragging the rock around more?
I've established it's just a rock.
But it's a nice rock.
It's just a rock.
fairly convincingly painted, but yes.
Back in the ocean.
No, we should keep it. It's a memoir of one of our first jobs together.
I went to
failed
so much
jobs.
trouble to pull that thing out of the bay. I don't want to just throw it back in.
What do you suggest?
We could stash it somewhere and collect it later.
Where?
Our room at the Sacred Chalice, for now.
No one happened to have an apartment in the city?
Only place I have to stay right now is that room in the Sacred Chalice. And that means dragging the egg all the way back across town.
I'm not
Which I'm
going to
not
carry
doing.
it.
We've got the cart, which we should
Are we actually
return.
returning this cart? Do we have to?
No.
Do you have any need for the cart?
Do we have anyone to return it to is the question.
We don't.
I don't think there's anyone actually left alive, but we did say we would.
You could return it
Do
to
they
the
just
dock.
want us to bring it back and leave it?
Yeah, I think so, but if we do that, I would say let's leave the cart and then put the horse somewhere safe.
Yeah, we did say we'd return the cart, not the horse. We've just inherited a horse.
Well, let's be careful about where we park it.
The horse now has a friend.
Mhm.
Well, we could sell the horse, buy some paint, make it unrecognizable. Not
Cart?
that I've ever done things like that.
You want to paint the horse?
No, not the horse. The cart.
Oh.
You're putting the horse before the
You
cart
see-
now. Wait, isn't that what
You
you're supposed
steal
to
a
do?
cart, you paint it a different color, you change its plates, and then the original owner can't find it anymore.
Well, the original owner isn't going to be able to find it because he's dead.
Right.
Well, maybe he was just a driver, not the owner.
Well, then we killed the driver because we killed everyone there.
The owner probably sailed off on that ship.
And then the captain of the guard won't see us with a seemingly similar cart and arrest us simply because he feels like it and it was another slow day.
As a side note, do carts in this world have plates?
No.
I was making a joke.
I don't know.
Not unless you want to put
When you
a
steal cars,
piece of
people
china
steal
on there.
cars and they paint it and they change the plate. And I was
Yeah, you can put some china plates on there if you want, but
So, are we going to... Maybe this would be better done not here, but we should discuss the Chamberlain's odd behavior and how to circumvent him in the future, because we're going to have a hard time getting anything done for the Empress if he is running interference constantly.
Should have tried harder to get access to her private chambers then.
I mean, I can cast message if our message is short enough.
I didn't want to mention that when we were in the palace, but I was wondering whether someone would have message, because that would have been helpful.
are you casting message
Least-
or sending?
I don't think we're high.
Wait, do I have that
sending
one?
yet.
Because I think message
Sending
is
is level 3 spell, so you wouldn't have it.
I thought that one was on my staff. Maybe it's
And-
not.
I forget, what's the range of message? Is it 100 feet?
120 feet.
Got it. Option B. I am a bit tired, but if I get a short rest today, or if we decide to do it some other
You
time,
Maybe
Summon a familiar or something.
or I can
Maybe
transform
I
into a
changed
spider.
that when we finished doing the staff. I'm not sure.
And as a spider, I can more easily navigate the castle, find her room, and speak to her. If it comes to that, of course.
I bet you're likely to get squished as a bug.
Then I just come back as myself. I'd instantly untransform.
And that wouldn't raise any questions.
Well, it's better than being dead.
True.
But I would hope something as innocuous as a spider wouldn't be noticed. It's tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, should we... What time of day is it?
It's currently bordering between 6:30 and 7 in the evening.
So not an unreasonable time to retire to the Sacred Chalice.
Mm-hmm. But as you're leaving the tavern, everybody give me a perception check.
You better not roll a 20 or a 1. Well, if you roll a 20, I will be upset.
Wait, what are we rolling for?
9.
Perception.
Oh, let's see if I can roll well tonight.
I don't think I have any bonuses, so it'll just be a straight 16.
I rolled a 3 and got a 9.
Nice.
Cool, guys. I got a 26.
Oh wait, can I guide myself through this, or is this something we're not aware of?
Yeah, you can guide yourself if you so desire. Or if you
All right.
want, if your
12.
if your passive perception is higher than your roll, you can use that as well.
Oh fuck yeah, it's a 16. Let's use that instead.
My passive perception is actually pretty decent. 14. Way better than natty 1.
Yep. Okay.
I'm sorry, I was looking at Sorcerer's butt.
It's a cute butt, trust me. But those of you that rolled over a 16,
Does a 16 count?
yeah, 16 or above.
Okay. Cool.
As you're,
Greer.
as you're turning out of the tavern,
The egg hatches.
how did you know? You catch a quick flash of, it's either red or orange or something in that color family,
Katy Perry.
tail.
Take off. Oh no, I haven't seen it. I rolled a 9.
She's
I
looking
quickly
at someone
say,
else's tail.
I quickly say, oh look over there. I think that was that that cat lady.
Where? I like take off in the direction that you pointed.
Okay.
Once again, chasing pussy. Got it.
Every chance. But yeah, you take off after it. After the.
And Freya's gonna take
tail.
off after Greer.
Yep. And you round a corner.
Are any of the rest of y'all coming, or are you just letting the two of us run off?
I mean, I'm not
Oh,
gonna do
we're
cardio. No walk.
following. Yeah, right?
So those of you that take off after this flash of reddish orangish tail that some of you saw, and you turn a corner where you thought the tail was turning. You turn another corner, and you think you keep seeing it around a corner just before it disappears around that corner. And the tail is staying decently ahead of you. So you're
But we're the tail.
You're basically.
Do you have a walking speed of 40 feet?
Exactly.
Feline agility.
Exactly. But the
Wait. Let me pull up. I think.
the tail is staying just far enough ahead of you that you're able to track it, but not so much catch up to it.
Let me see. What is it?
What you got, Freya?
I'm looking at something. So if I hop on Greer, I can use my channel divinity and give her an extra 20 feet of movement speed.
Okay. You catch up a little bit. Still not enough to actually catch them yet. But eventually you break out from the streets between buildings.
I'm just picturing you just hopping up there and giving her butt a hearty slap, like, let's do this!
I would not
exactly the
tolerate
kind of
that.
ride she was, thinking about, but,
I was gonna say that would probably get me dumped on my ass, well deservedly.
Mm-mm.
But
I'm gonna swing up and go, come on, we've got this.
You might have to break that pony. She's a wild one.
You guys aren't seeing this, are you?
No, we're not. We're just speculating.
We are long gone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm gonna do one of those cool, like, on the run bareback mounts where you just
That's totally
swing.
like Legolas it up onto the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can actually do that.
Meanwhile, we're all just like walking along with the cart, like, how do you think they're doing?
So, Greer
Our spidey senses are going off.
Greer and Freya, you eventually break out from the streets between buildings to a wider path, and you head to the northeast-ish direction. And up ahead, you can see part of the old wall that separated the coast from the actual city. And you see a large gate there. And you see this flash of tail that looks like it might actually be attached to some kind of feline humanoid. And you continue chasing after it. They slip through the gate and head out further. As you get to the gate, you can see them walking down some older, dilapidated docks, like wooden docks.
Docks again.
The person jumps into a ship a single mast, so it's not like a full galleon or anything. It's just like a single mast ship. Doesn't even untie the line, just cuts it and starts sailing out.
Can I
The two
take
of you
a
give me
shot? I don't.
the two of you
Oh,
give me a
sorry.
perception check, but yes, you can.
I'm gonna say, how far can you jump?
17. No, I was gonna ask if I could take a pot shot, or like
Mm-hmm.
see if I could shoot like down the ropes that hang up the mast,
Okay.
the sail.
Okay.
So you're
Yes.
assaulting strangers now?
No, I'm trying to stop the boat. If
So,
there's no sail, it's not going very far. It's a single mast.
yeah, so Greer, with your 17, you can make your shot. Freya, what did you get for your perception?
12.
Okay. So, Greer, as you're pulling out your weapon to shoot at the ropes, give me an attack roll.
Let me check whether
6, so 21.
Okay. Were you going to do something, Freya?
I was just checking to see whether my channel divinity had any bonuses for a mount's attack, but I think it's just it's just me that has advantage on attack rolls. Well, mounted.
Okay. Well, Greer, as you draw back the string and release, just as soon as you release, the feline shifts. The fur kind of dissipates. The tail disappears.
I knew it.
And standing on the boat, all by his lonesome, is the guy that gave you the information, sailing out to sea. And your arrow flies across the water and impacts on the mast, just missing the line.
I'll yell out at him. We don't owe you shit!
One other thing you see, Greer. You see a large, roundish
Oh
thing
no.
on his
Or
boat.
crate.
Fucking hell.
Tarp over the top of
Yeah, I
it.
had a feeling that. Yeah.
Does the before it's out of sight, does this boat have a name emblazoned on it at all?
It does.
Is there a boat we can commandeer to go after him here?
The
Give the
name,
GM a second to make up the
Without
name.
everybody
It's
else?
a very good name. This
The
boat
name
has
on
a
the-
name.
the name on the boat is the Hawk's Claw.
That Bodie McBoatface.
Plan of yours is very flawed.
And he just waves and keeps sailing out into the water.
We've been had.
Should have seen it.
Freya's just gonna pat you on the shoulder and go, we'll get him. I don't know how and I don't know when. But we will get him.
20 minutes later, Bray this is with you.
What did we miss,
Hi,
guys?
Yeah, we're just like continuing like at a leisurely stroll along the same path we were on, assuming that you guys will come back and catch up to us.
Are we just gonna stare out to sea for a while?
We actually
Are
stopped
we
by
at-
for popcorn on the way through, so we have snacks.
Ooh, snacks.
Fish,
Even better.
fish and chips.
Are we still at the the piratey cove, or are we at like the docks?
You're.
Like the legit docks?
Let's see. Yep, you're right
The
there.
legitimate docks instead of the
So where
shitty
the
docks.
where the you are here, that's where you are.
Okay, so piratey.
Yep.
Is there any sort of, even though it's the piratey, is there still like a dock master that I can go to?
Not so
Kind
much.
of.
No.
No.
Well, if you two wanted to watch the sunset romantically, you really didn't have to lie to us. You could have just said you needed to. Or wanted to.
I'm imagining both of us are like visibly irritated too.
Seething right now.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble in Paradise.
What's
Steam
the news?
coming out of my ears.
I take it the
I'm
cat
going to
got
let you
away.
explain. I'm going to let you explain.
Our friend was indeed a shapeshifter, as I said. And he got away, and the egg is on that ship. That one. And I'm pointing it out as it's like halfway out to sea.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it is.
I got the name of the ship, but there's not a dockmaster around here to get me any information on its usual stops, so
Arius, could you summon a familiar to go just like poop on his head in revenge?
I will pay you to do so.
Well, I could, but
Yeah,
actually, I
you
should still have hockey.
you
Hockey
still
can
have
do that.
hockey.
Yeah, I would command hockey to go poop on that shit.
Okay.
And come back to me.
So
Specifically his head.
Quickly, the guy's head.
So, Arius, give me a perception check using hockey stats.
Keep in mind, I can only see through hockey. Well, okay, yeah, you're right. Because I can't see through them besides 100. But let's see if hockey can see. Seeing as my
I
rolls have been
modify that.
terrible, I don't expect that. It's a +4.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, you got a 16.
Nice. So I run the whole seeing through the animal's eyes a little differently. I don't stick to that 100-foot roll because it's so annoying. You can't see anything in that 100 feet. You can see it yourself in that 100 feet, but I usually do out to a mile.
Cool.
Makes it much more useful.
So as you kind of look through Hockey's eyes, you see him kind of soaring towards the hawk's claw. You see on the sail, the single sail on this ship, the imagery of a hawk in full rar, gotcha,
Friggin'
pose.
Bannerhawks.
And as Hockey swoops down
To poop.
you see him come in, grab a tuft of hair, pick up, like he literally ripped out some hair, and flies back up, flies back around, and then comes back in for the poop. And give me an improvised
check?
weapon attack for Hockey.
Oh. How
Also
do I
known
even
as a
do
poop
that?
check. Basically, it's going to be just a standard attack roll using Hockey stats.
But what am I adding? Like dexterity?
Let's
I mean, he has a melee attack roll of talons.
see.
That's a
Mhm.
+5. Can we do that?
This is a ranged attack roll.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me take a look at it real quick.
Well, are we rolling for the hair pulling or for the revenge poop?
So it's basically going to be a dexterity check.
Okay, then that's a +3. Let's
Mhm.
try it. 15.
Okay. So it doesn't hit his head, but it definitely hits his shoulder. So now he's got a coat full of white that was normally red.
You know what? I like that even more. Fuck that guy's coat.
Exactly. Now he's going to have it steam cleaned and pressed. So much trouble.
I don't know how
Don't
big
suppose-
Hawk Poop is, but I hope
I
it's
don't
good.
suppose Hockey could, like, beak or claw the ropes holding the mast up.
Nah, probably not. Could grab onto him, that's about it.
You know how thick ropes are on ships?
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot thicker than you realize. A lot thicker.
Yep.
It actually requires 3 C's to spell how thick it is, so you know it's
Mhm.
crazy.
Oh,
Exactly.
trust me, I remember how long it took me to cut that rope
Mm-hmm.
last session.
Yep. So, as the hawk's claw sails away, you're left feeling a bit defeated at the moment.
Brea and Greer are just, like, absolutely furious.
But now you have a target.
We're sorry. We interrupted your romantic evening.
Oh, we're not furious at you guys.
Not yet.
I
On a tuft of his
Don't-
hair, right?
Did we get
Mhm.
that guy's name?
No.
Probably not a real name. Whatever
Mm-mm.
he gave.
I mean, like, did we get something to call him by at least?
Pretty
Besides,
sure.
like, Captain Asshole, you know?
That's his name now.
It would have been 2 sessions ago.
Session 7. Here, I have those notes.
I can't
He's
remember what I
from the Banner Hawks. He was just the hooded man.
Find a place in the Smuggler's Cove called Fast Jackals. Directed to a guy in the back. Greer spoke to the smuggler in code. Yeah, I don't.
We're saying, like,
Don't remember giving his
Captain.
name. Captain
I
Asshole
don't
works
see
for me.
anything. I don't see anything about a name.
Mhm.
will refer to him as Captain Asshole.
But that's
I
his name
wonder-
now!
We don't, there's no, like, DNA identification, so we can't, like, make use of the hair.
There's
Unless
yes,
we
you
know
can.
it.
There's
We
scrying
can-
spells.
I was going to say, there are scrying spells.
There
We
are.
could
We do
find
not
someone who can
have them
cast
yet.
it. Well, we can find someone who can cast one, though, I
Uh-huh.
imagine.
Absolutely. And we'll pick up there next time as we continue the hunt for the egg. So,
Ah!
So angry.
Can we chuck the rock one into the water now?
Oh, I guess. Such a nice souvenir. Plus, I think it's hilarious making them pull it around.
I need this. It'll be so cathartic.
Right, can Greer, can the two of us just check it?
yeah.
Mhm.
Very
leave the cart
unceremoniously,
here.
just plop.
We don't need the cart. We'll take the horse, though.
No. We should chuck it as far as we possibly can.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two of you give me a athletics check. With advantage because you're
Oh.
determined.
Okay. That was a 2.
That was 1.
Oh, that was an 18. Plus athletics, 22.
This is not a competition
So-
either.
I rolled a 1 and then a 20.
Nice!
Hey!
Natural or dirty?
Natural.
Fabulous.
Plus 7, so 27.
Okay. So, you don't just pick it up and throw it. You do the 1, 2.
We've still got it in the
3.
cloak.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
pulled
you-
the cloak back off and we just
You basically slingshot
Heave-ho
it.
it. Yeah.
Out. And it goes out probably a
And
good.
probably like
Between the-
scream some expletive.
Yeah, between the two of you, it flies probably about 40 feet. 250
Which for-
pounds being thrown
Yeah,
by two people.
250 pounds.
40 feet. Pretty good throw, if I do say so myself.
I
Put up
cheer
my
and
hand for a
applaud.
high five.
But it comes down with a splash. the water splashes up probably a good 10-15 feet, and you hear the as the water envelops it.
Good show.
Great.
You're right, that was
job.
satisfying.
Yep.
I hope we don't find out that we need it later on.
Oh, I'm sure we were going to.
Okay,
What, a
well,
random
At
painted
this
rock?
point,
now you know where it is.
I could care less at this point.
It wouldn't be the first time I went for a swim for that dang thing.
Exactly. All right. So we'll pick up there next month. So let's see. Yep. We can do the first week or the second week if you want.
Let me check.
What
Shows
date is the first week, Sarah?
The 5th.
Okay.
I could
We'll
do the 5th.
we'll see how close to us getting to our destination the 5th is. We may not be ready for that day because we're leaving California on the 1st.
Yep. Yeah, we'll discuss schedule after we get off the air. But so yeah, just wanted to throw that out there that we'll pick up there next month. But
Permanently or temporarily?
permanent.
At
So-
least long-term future.
Yeah, long-term temporary. But anyways, for all of our audience who joined us live, or for those of you that are watching on the VODs on YouTube, I want to thank you so much for coming to join us and to take part in our adventure. And always remember that a little bit of chaos in your life is never a bad thing, especially when it's with a great group of friends like these. And always remember that you are the legend beyond the dragon's tail. Good night, everyone.